wanted everybody to hear. I told you guys last week I didn't know what Toriyama was doing. After reading that, I still don't know where he's going with it. Only thing I come up with from that is that he's kind of redoing the Dragon Ball stuff that he did. A lot of you guys who are Dragon Ball fans, hopefully you've seen Dragon Ball, but I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen Dragon Ball. They just focused on Dragon Ball Z, and a lot of people probably just watch Super, But anyway, Dragon Ball, when it started out, was Goku as a kid, So it's kind of like he's hitting that reset button, kind of like what Mortal Kombat 1 is doing right now. I guess a lot of people, not just me, but a lot of people are just perplexed because we just don't know where this is going. Okay, he explained briefly what the synopsis was. Okay, now how long is this going to last? Is it going to last a season? Is this just a separate thing from everything else? And are we ever going to get Dragon Ball Super again? Is it ever coming back? Are we ever going to get those manga chapters? Are we going to get those in anime form? All of these questions are what people have, and that's what most people thought that we're going to get. We're not getting that right now. He's just doing his own thing. And if you don't know Toriyama, you got to understand that's what he does, man. You think just something's supposed to happen, and it doesn't. He's just going to do what he wants. And that's the harsh reality as a Dragon Ball fan. Sometimes you have to accept these things. There's a lot of characters, I've talked about them many occasions. A lot of my favorite characters, he's shit on, and I just had to take it. There's nothing I could do about it, even though it doesn't make sense, even though he wrote them in a certain way. It's almost like he contradicted the writing in his own characters that he made, but he had so many of them, and he'll admit this to anyone. He'll tell you, hey, I forget a lot of my characters, okay, their abilities, all these things, okay, all the time. I have so much stuff in my head, so many things. So of course he's got favorites in his head that he's created for whatever reason. Whatever makes them his favorite, they're just his favorite. Nobody can change that, and he chooses to write his stories how he writes them. All right, and I just happen to like a character that is not one of his favorite characters, and he really doesn't care for, and I'm talking about Tien, but that's fine. One of my other characters is Vegeta, so that's cool, but in Frieza as well. So there's a couple that's still packing some heat, but I just, as far as the story is concerned and where he's going with this, and if we're ever going to see another Dragon Ball Super anime episode again, that is up in the air, because this is not Dragon Ball Super. This is Dragon Ball Daima. This is completely something different. This is separate from everything else. Now, I'm sure there's going to sell a shit ton of merch with it and all of that. And I'm always going to watch what is going to get put out first before I make my final judgment on it, because it's Dragon Ball shit. So I am going to watch it. I mean, no matter what, he could make a whole anime about Vegeta on the toilet shitting every episode. I'd sit there and watch it. Okay, I'll give everything a chance. I even gave the other one a chance, and I think we all know about that one, GT. Okay, they had some cool parts in there, sprinkled off in there, but watched everything. So all I'm going to say is, man, I hope and pray this is good, and I really hope that we get Dragon Ball Super. We get that back at some point, okay? Because they've had plenty of time now, so much time that you can't use time and say, hey, you can't use that, because it doesn't make any sense. We have waited a long time. They learned their mistakes. They learned about their mistakes from their mistakes with Dragon Ball Super when it first debuted. And now they don't have to worry about playing catch up. They're so far ahead in the manga, it doesn't even matter. They'll never catch up to the manga now. So they need to just go ahead and start giving us something. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But I'll leave it at that, guys, because it can be frustrating. But we'll see, And also, we may get another movie. Who knows what's going to happen out here. But I always say this. There's so much anime out there. Why are you waiting on Dragon Ball? Just try to find something else. There's plenty out there to choose from, and there's a lot of awesome shows out there. So I'll leave that right there.